my God.
Okay, we're good.
Yay. Hi.
Hey guys. Yay. Okay. Sorry that we're on time. We usually like to go live like 10 minutes early, but we had a tech freak out.
Oh my God. It was guys, you have no idea. It was just, this almost didn't happen. Like it almost did not happen.
Oh, yeah. We were like talking about backup plans. Like, what are we going to do? We have to email them all, but we got it to work. So we're here. Everything is good. Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yay. Chat is working. Everybody's here. You guys are awesome. Yay. Okay. So since we're not early, we're going to just skip all the other things and just jump right in.
Yeah.
So in case you found this randomly, because I know we're sharing it all over social and stuff, I'm Ali Casaza. I help moms simplify their lives by clearing the clutter from their homes and their calendars and their mental clutter and all kinds of different clutter. And this is Kendra. She is the queen of cleaning how-tos and cleaning routines. She's a dear friend of mine now. We met last year online, and we've just been doing awesome stuff together ever since. And this is a new class that Kendra has written, and I'm really excited for you guys to hear it. I've only seen little bits and pieces, but it's going to be amazing. And I'm excited that I get to just kind of sit back and learn with you guys and listen with you guys and hang out in the chat. So just be ready to take notes. We cannot go back if you miss a slide or something. I know it's frustrating. Maybe try to take some screenshots or jot something down in your notebook. Try not to use the chat, please, to like ask like, what was the last? If you can, it's just distracting. If we could just focus and take in Kendra's teaching, it's going to be really great. And these classes are free, so it's really, really valuable. And it would really be a shame if somebody missed something because the chat was going crazy with something that you missed. I might even mute the chat during part of the class. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet. So let's just be present and enjoy what Kendra has prepared for us. And we're going to dive right in. And I'm going to be here, but not be seen and heard. So
okay. Awesome, guys. So someone asked if there'll be a replay. Yes, there'll be a replay. And since you're here, you're going to get all of the links and stuff. But as she mentioned with the notes, just be mindful about the notes you take. Don't be so perfectionistic about it. Like, I have to take notes on every single thing she says. I actually have in certain parts of this put screenshot me on this if I think it's something really important that I need you to remember. All right, so I'm going to shut my video off and turn on slides now and screen share because slides keep us all on track and it helps to keep me on track, keep you on track, and show all of the information. Okay, yes, there is a replay. I should have put that in the slides. Okay, I'm gonna turn on these and then shut off my camera and we are good. All right, guys, so you are at the Just Clean It workshop, which as Ali said, this is a brand new class. I just created this within the last month, and I did it specifically for you guys. So I created this from years and years of experience, and this is exactly what it says it is. A simple 4-step guide to keeping your house clean in only 30 minutes a day. And I'm really going to address how to do it in less time and how to keep your house clean in under 30 minutes a day, because that's what I do. That's what Ali does. Now it's what thousands of our students do. So welcome, friend. I am so excited to be here. I'm thankful that Ali asked me again. We are besties and I love her and I love her audience. And I think this is going to be super valuable. So I want to make sure everyone's in the right spot, though. You are in exactly the right spot today if you feel like you spend every free moment in your house cleaning. If that is you, totally say so in the chat, because I know that that's a lot of people. You're completely overwhelmed by house cleaning. It's just too much. You weren't really ever taught how to clean, so you're just winging it. That is just what I've come up against a lot of times with moms, is that no one really ever taught them how to do that. And we are going to address that today. You really hate cleaning. That's a lot of moms. They're like, I just hate doing it. I don't like it. It's not fun for me. And so this is a great place for you, because I'm going to be talking to you about how you can actually enjoy cleaning. And I have something, a lot of somethings for you to make cleaning a lot easier and more fun. And then you know your home needs better systems, but you have absolutely no idea where to begin. So this is your time. I want to be very mindful about your time and I want to respect it. And so I want you to respect it as well. Turn off all those distractions, shut off the tabs, close everything off and just concentrate. This is your time. grab a pen and paper because you do want to take notes. Like I said, you don't want to be crazy with the notes and just taking all of the notes and trying to write down everything, because that's not how we learn. Soak it up and just watch the slides and listen, because not everything on a slide I'm going to say, but I'm also going to say stuff that's not on slides. So just be mindful and listen. And then something I like to do now before each one of my classes is to have everyone take a nice collective deep breath. And the reason for that is too many times us moms do not take a deep breath unless we are gasping, usually when a kid like falls off the stairs. And I think this is a really good idea for me right now, since Allie and I just went through 10 minutes of panic mode when the tech failed on this. So everybody right now, we're going to go, this is your special time and you're worth it. All right, so let's dive right in. So my promise to you today is that I'm going to bring you as much value as I can in this free web class. Nothing I'm teaching or discussing today is based on theories. Everything I'm bringing to you has been tried, tested, and proven. So when you put it into action, it has been proven. I'm not just making this stuff up. I'll make this as fun and enjoyable as possible, because we need more of that in our lives. And cleaning can be kind of dry and not so much fun. So I'm going to try and make it as fun as possible. And also, I want to take note, and I want you to take note of the fact that I'm not going to be overwhelming you with a ton of how-tos or giving you every step on the ladder. We're very overwhelmed as moms already. And when we're overwhelmed by information, we fall into paralysis mode. So when you watch these classes that are 60 minutes of someone just shoving a bunch of how-tos at you, it seems great at first, but then you realize that you're overwhelmed and don't even know where to start. I'm not going to be doing that here. Okay, so I just want to make you aware of that this is going to be something where I'm going to open up your awareness and empower you to clean your house in less time in the day without giving you a bunch of how-tos. In return, all I'm going to ask is that you keep an open mind about new information and strategies, that you rethink some of the old ways you've been looking at your home management approach in the past, and that you take some awesome notes so that you can get down to the business of taking action. So hello there, friends. If you're just joining, you might not have seen my face earlier. I'm Kendra Hennessy, and I'm the founder and CEO of Mother Like a Boss. I help modern moms end their role as reluctant homemakers by becoming confident in their new role as household CEO. So this is Allie and I back in April in San Diego, and we actually just saw each other again about 2 weeks ago when I brought my family to San Diego, and our family spent a few days together. We met in March of 2017 and knew instantly that our missions for mamas were in sync. Plus, we both chug coffee and can quote every single episode of The Office. So it was sort of a match made in heaven. I wanted to give you an idea of where Allie and I met and how we knew each other. So, oh yes, I can make it full screen. I'm sorry. Usually I do that and I'll just close the thumbnails. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I usually do that and I must have just forgotten in all of the hecticness. So I'm just a real girl. And I like to always say that in these classes, because it can become very easy for people to come to these classes and think that this, somebody like Allie and I just have everything figured out. But I'm just a real girl. I'm a real mom. I'm a real lover of The Office. I love brownies. I love sci-fi because I'm a nerd. Coffee, TV, walks in our village trail behind our house, sitting on the beach, apple picking, alone time at Target. The simple things. I'm a very simple girl. And this is my picture in perfect life. And I put that because, again, it's very easy to watch somebody's Instagram feed and their scroll and see just the perfection in the highlight reel. But my life isn't perfect, just like everyone else's, and I wouldn't have it any other way. These beautiful people in this picture are my kids and my husband. I love my life very much as a mom, but it's not perfect and it doesn't need to be. And we're going to end that perfection today for you as well. Before I started this journey that I'm on right now, I was on a different path. So I owned and ran a successful cleaning business for 11 years. I spent about 20,000 hours. That's a rough estimate. It's probably very conservative. Hours cleaning houses, so cleaning other people's houses plus my own. So I'm sure people think when I say that, and I know people think when I say that, I must have always been amazing, right? I must have always just been really good at this. And I just know exactly what I'm talking about because from day one, I was amazing at house cleaning. Nope, I actually sucked at it. I actually was not good in the beginning. And to be honest, I can't believe anyone ever paid me when I was 22 years old to clean their house, having no business experience. And the only cleaning experience I had was doing my chores in my house, which were pretty minimal, to be honest. And then having my own place for about, at the time, it was maybe 8 months or so. I was inefficient. I took way longer than I should have. I wasted time and energy. I made tons of mistakes. I used the wrong products and tools. I carried all of that into my own home. So everything I was doing into somebody else's house, I was coming into my own house and doing it as inefficiently there. Basically, I spent all day cleaning poorly and taking more time than I should and crying in people's houses. Yes, I actually cried in people's houses because things were taking so much longer than I had estimated. And then all evening, I was coming home and doing the same thing. And it was this vicious, awful cycle. So before YouTube was filled with those how-to cleaning videos and Pinterest was all the rage, I just had to test and use trial and error. I read all the books and websites. So I went to the actual library and took out books about cleaning better and cleaning business books, and really just I didn't even want to learn the business. I wanted to learn how to be more effective with house cleaning so it didn't take so long. I researched how to be better, and I learned and implemented in a variety of homes, including my own. And I say that because I cleaned studio apartments and then I cleaned 10,000 square foot homes. So I've been everywhere in between. I have 2 children of my own. We've lived in a small townhouse. We've lived in a much larger house now. So again, I've seen what works in a variety of houses. It's not just from my own small little neck of the woods here in my own house. I've seen what works in many different houses with pets, with many different children, with people who have different lifestyles. I don't want you to spend 11 years on the same hamster wheel that I did. I'm here to help you feel empowered and confident, capable, excited, yes, excited about cleaning, unburdened, unshackled, and at ease in your own home. That's really what I'm after here. So a little bit of truth here. How you feel and show up at home affects how you show up in most areas of your life and vice versa. Cleaning isn't just about cleaning. It affects your physical and your mental health, your job, your marriage, your relationship with your children, your relationship with friends and family, your relationship with yourself, and even your faith. I know that the keep your house clean in 30 minutes a day might have given you the side eye. I know that some people see that and they're like, oh, jumping for joy, and they're really excited. And then other people are like, girl, stop. That's not possible. You obviously don't know my life. You don't know my home. But I'm here to tell you that it's not just a marketing tagline. I didn't come up with that number out of nowhere. Actually, Allie and I have talked about it many, many times. It's one of the reasons that we go together so well, because I practice what I preach, and so does Allie and thousands of our students now too. On an average day, so average, some days it's more, some days it's less, but on an average day, I do not spend any more than 30 minutes doing actual cleaning. Now that's cleaning. That's not cooking or laundry or normal mom and human things. I'm not a robot. So when I say that, people say, so it only takes you 30 minutes to cook all your meals and clean the whole house and do laundry and take your kids to practice? No, I said cleaning. People think I'm a robot sometimes. No, but the 30 minutes, usually it takes me about 20. I spend about 20 minutes a day, but sometimes 30 actually doing the cleaning. So I want you to imagine for a second that your friend calls you up and she says she's stopping by in 20 minutes. How do you feel? Are you excited? Are you stressed? Are you putting the coffee on? Are you getting ready to curl up in a ball? You can totally tell me in the chat because I would love to hear it. So mom number 1, we're going to call her Chaos Kendra, who I've been before, and I'm sure Allie can relate to this as well. Frantically running around, she's shoving stuff in closets. She's sweating at the thought. She's trying to decide what to clean because everything needs to be clean. And you ponder just putting the kids in the car and driving away, making up an excuse for why you weren't home. Like you just leave. And then your friend's like, I was stopping by. And you're like, oh my God, I totally forgot that Ava had practice and we had to leave. So that's mom number 1. Mom number 2, we'll call her homemaker-ish Kendra, because that's what I'm all about, is being homemaker-ish. She hangs up with her friend and she says, I'm just going to give the toilet and vanity a quick wipe down because I'm sure people are going to use the bathroom. I'll wash a few dishes that are in the sink. I'll fold up the blankets that are in the living room. And I'm going to ask the kids to put away their toys because that's what they do in here. She's calm, unstressful. She's imperfect. Notice that she didn't scrub the entire home. She didn't get crazy about it, but she's ready for company. We want to get you to mom number 2. We want to get you to a place where you're cleaning on a consistent basis in less time, so that when someone does call and say they're coming over, you can be mom number 2 and not mom number 1, scrambling to get everything ready and crying because you're so afraid of someone coming over and seeing your home. So why did you show up to the class today? This is a question that I ask every time. I know Allie does too, because I honestly want to know. 1, I want to know why you're here. And number 2, I want you to see that you're not alone. We currently have 652 moms in here right now watching live. So I want you to see that you're not alone. It can be very easy behind a screen to feel so lonely as a mom. And I want us to get out of that. I want us to feel unburdened by that loneliness and know that we're all in this together. I just told you a very vulnerable story about how much I sucked at cleaning in the beginning. And I'm not even exaggerating, guys. I really did. But I've learned, and in the end of my cleaning business, towards the end when I was closing it up, I didn't even market anymore. All of my clients came from word of mouth. That wasn't because of my great business skills. It was because I was super efficient, very effective, and I was really good at cleaning. And that just came from years of practice. Now I want to take those 11 years and I want to condense them. And I've taken only the best advice to give you today. So I want to spend more time with God, with my kids. Yes, looking for new tips to help me manage cleaning chores. I'm a visual person, so my house look messy. You feel messy. I love this. See, you can see and hear it that you're not the only one. It's not just you that feels this way. Need direction and how to be efficient. I love it. Awesome. Thank you so much for being vulnerable. I love when people are in the chat and they're answering the questions. All right, guys, awesome. So you can see that everyone is kind of in the same boat together. Make sure that you stick around until the end because we do have Q&A. We're going to have a time limit for Q&A, and I'll be answering your questions. We also have a fun special announcement from Allie and I both that we don't want you to miss. But just remember, if for some reason you have to duck out or somebody screams and you exit out of the window and have to go take care of a child, there is a replay. I know the iced coffee looks delicious, right? So before we jump into this, I want to ask you, do any of these sound familiar to you? These are the reasons we think cleaning takes so long. So this is actually, many of these reasons are the reasons that I thought cleaning took so long, either in other people's houses or in my own. I don't have enough time. So that seems like a conundrum when people say cleaning takes a long time because I don't have enough time. But it's really our thought process. We think I don't have enough time to do it, so I have to do it sporadically, and then things don't get done, and then it takes me so long to do, and then it becomes this vicious cycle. No one helps me. My spouse works long hours. I work long hours. My kids are too busy to help me or do chores. We have a lot of people in our house constantly making messes. There's too much to do. I hate cleaning. I've never been good at cleaning. I'm not motivated. These are the reasons, the top reasons that I've found from tens of thousands of people in my audience, plus myself, plus my students. These are the reasons that cleaning is taking so long. Can everyone hear me okay? I just want to make sure because can everyone hear me okay? Right. I'm just going to take 2 seconds and make sure everyone can see and hear me. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, awesome. I just wanted to be sure every now and then. Okay, good. Just wanted to be sure. You guys are awesome. I'm going to get right back to it. Okay, so these are the reasons people think it takes so long, but I'm actually here to tell you, this is something I want you to screenshot right now. Those reasons like there's never enough time. My spouse works long hours. I work long hours. People make messes. Those reasons can easily become excuses because excuses are simply reasons we've refused to navigate around. So a reason for something may be logical. My husband works long hours. That's a fact, but that fact can morph into an excuse for why things aren't getting done because that excuse is just a reason that we refuse to navigate around. And this is something really important I want you to remember as we go through this entire class. because I want you to stick around for a bit and discover the real reason that house cleaning feels like it takes way too long and how to end your commitment to excuses. So through this class, I'm going to be showing you how you can end that commitment, and then also the real reason. And there is a number one reason why cleaning actually takes so long, and it's none of those things that I just showed you, okay? All right, so we're going to go into the 3 biggest cleaning mistakes that are taking up your time first, because it's no good to learn all the steps if we're still going to make the same mistakes over and over again. And don't worry, because I made all of these. So I'm not calling anyone out except myself, really, and I just know that you're probably doing the same thing. So mistake number 1 is cleaning without a routine. Okay, guilty as charged. You can tell me in the chat if you're guilty of that as well. Cleaning without a routine is mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, all or nothing perfectionism. This is a big one where people believe that they have to do everything perfectly or they can't do anything. And mistake number 3 is skipping around and chasing the squirrel. Like, really guilty. This is probably the number one reason, the number one mistake that I see people making is skipping around cleaning and kind of chasing the squirrel, fixing the urgent instead of focusing on the important. So mistake number 1, cleaning without a routine. This manifests itself by spending all of your time trying to decide what to do, making long daily lists, and procrastinating. So why routines? Why do routines work? Well, we're going to talk about this a little bit later in more detail. But basically, routines don't keep us shackled or prevent us from being spontaneous the way that people think. People think, I don't like routines. I like to be spontaneous. Our chaos, our spontaneity, our constant spontaneity is actually the shackle. Routines create freedom and they allow for more spontaneity. So here's a truth bomb for you. The best time to start a new routine was yesterday. The second best time is today. There's never going to be a perfect time to begin. So there's that quote that the best time to plant a tree was 100 years ago. The next best time is now. Instead of worrying about what you haven't done in the past, let's focus on right now and what you can do right now. So these mistakes that I'm bringing to the surface are not meant to show you shame. They're not meant to make you feel bad. They're meant to bring it to the surface so that we can all learn and stop doing them. Mistake number 2, the all or nothing perfectionism. So how does that manifest? That's the you can't get started because you can't do it all. You're never able to do it all, so nothing gets done. And the cycle continues. It really is, well, I can't start because it's not the perfect circumstance or the time or the place or the people or the supplies, and I don't really know what to do, so I can't do it all, so I can't get started. Or I don't have enough time to clean the whole house, so I'm not going to do anything. So then you don't start, and then the cycle just keeps going over and over again. Idealism over perfectionism. I like to talk about idealism instead of perfectionism. Idealism is born from the inside. It's what drives us to do our best without perfection in mind. Idealism is saying that even if the outcome isn't exactly what I wanted it to be, the journey that I took was great and I still accomplished something. So that's what idealism is. Perfectionism is an idea from the outside. It's driven by the belief that there's only one way to get things done and a need to please. So perfectionism very much comes from the belief that you can only do it one way and that's the only way, and that you need to please other people or even please yourself or your past self in order for things to be perfect. Perfectionism is a mask for control and the driver of procrastination. That's another thing that you can screenshot right there and keep in mind. Perfectionism is a mask for control. Control is literally masking itself as perfectionism. When we're trying to be perfect, we are trying to control all of the circumstances. Well, I can't get the entire house clean, so I'm not going to do anything, is a driver of procrastination. It's saying I'm just not going to do anything until I can do everything. And it's also masking control. We want control over everything. Every moment you spend waiting for the perfect time, the perfect routine, the perfect moment, the perfect cleaning tool is a moment you could have just been doing it. That's the reason I called this class Just Clean It. Because just like Nike, just do it, it takes the control back to you. Stop trying to be perfect and just do it. So mistake number 3, the one that I talked about, the most people having the problem with, and believe me, as moms, we tend to fall into this category way more than we want to admit, is the skipping around and chasing the squirrel. In your attempt to get everything done, you skip around from area to area, task to task, room to room, and nothing ever fully gets done. This is a waste of time. Research has shown that switching between tasks can result in up to 2 lost hours per day. They've done a lot of research, and you can look it up on multitasking and how multitasking doesn't actually exist. It's something we've created. You can't actually multitask to 2 items at the same time unless one is passive and one is active. Obviously, you can fold your laundry and watch TV. That's because watching TV is a very passive action. But we can't do 2 things at once. So every time we switch tasks, our brain has to reorient itself. And when you are constantly switching between tasks and give your attention to the urgent, not the important, you leave things half done. And it can take up to 2 minutes to get back on track every single time. So imagine how many times in a day you get sidetracked or distracted. You're losing 2 minutes each time. Add that up throughout the day. That's a lot. So the illusion of getting more. Every time you stop one cleaning task to go start another or work in a haphazard way, you lose time and you accomplish less. Working in that chasing things around and switching tasks is an illusion of getting more done that's not actually happening. You're creating half-done jobs that will need to be finished later, and it's a total time waster. You really, if we're talking about how to clean in less time, one of the biggest culprits that is causing you to spend more time cleaning than you should is the illusion of getting more done by trying to do 8 different jobs all at the same time. All you're doing is creating half-done jobs that you're going to have to do later, and you're just leaving them unfinished. I'm not special. I made every single one of these mistakes, and I learned the hard lessons along the way. My excuses held me back. My willingness to change brought me freedom. I'm horrible at being a squirrel. Yes, I think a lot of moms are. So what links all 3 of these things together? That lack of routines, the perfectionism, the chasing the squirrel. What is the link between all 3 of these? Ready? Your mindset. This is what links all of those things together and what really links everything we're going to talk about here together. Words like, I have no time, I'm not good at cleaning, nothing ever stays clean, why bother, no one helps me, I can't get it all done at once, let me just do this over here before I finish this area, this bites. Words like that, what we think and how we speak become how we live. This is, again, if you want something to screenshot or take notes on, that's it right there. What we think and how we speak becomes how we live. So this is a little, if we want to talk about squirrels, this is a little cycle that I created for you because this is how so many of us continue on with the mindset cycle. I want my house to feel clean and comfortable. I need a better way. It's not the right time. I really should create a routine. I know, I'll wait until Monday. And then on Monday, you know what? This week's way too busy. My kids should really be helping. It's easier to just do it all myself. Never mind. I'm not going to teach my kids how to do it. I'll just write a list of what needs to be done. It's fine. Oh, I only got 6 things halfway done. I'm a total failure. Things need to change. And then we go back. Someone says it's not working, but other people aren't seeming to have a problem. So if it's cutting out for people, just try a different browser. It's a connectivity issue if it's working for other people. So if you're getting, that's it. You just have to try a different browser because if it's working for everyone else, it's usually a connectivity issue from the internet. So this is the cycle that too many of us get stuck in with the mindset of cleaning. We want to end that. So what do we need to do? We need to break that cycle right here. You need to break it when you go through that cycle and instead say, what did the last one say? Things need to change. You need to say, I'm ready for a change. And then link that to, I'm going to change now. Because nothing that I talk about subsequently, nothing that I talk about here when I give you this 4-step guide that I have is going to matter if you're going to keep going around this cycle. If you're just going to keep thinking, I can't do it, I need to change, never mind, I'll do it all myself, I don't have the time, I'll start on Monday. You need to break the cycle there and decide that you're going to change now. So our mistakes don't have to define us. That's something super important that I want you to understand. We can decide at any moment to learn to pivot and to grow. So we're going to make this that moment right now. So who here believes that with the right tools and knowledge, they can clean their house in 30 minutes a day? Who here believes that? If you don't, it's okay. You can be honest, but just know that if you don't believe it, it's going to be very hard to do it. So I'm going to wait 20 seconds to just see what people have in their chat box. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. I do. Oh, yay. Eventually. That's okay, Carrie. It's okay to say, I know it's possible, and I'm ready to, learn, or eventually. You don't have to be like, yes, I know I can do it right this second, right now. But what I mean is, are you ready to kind of give up the excuses? You've learned from your mistakes. We're going to change those. We're going to pivot it, and we're going to learn how to do this. I'm skeptical, but I really want this. It's totally okay to be skeptical. We just need to know that there's a lot more to this than just me giving you a bunch of information. You have to change your mindset. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to do this right now. 4 simple steps for keeping your house clean in 30 minutes a day. And I am actually going to not be looking at the chat for the rest of the time until the Q&A because I don't want to get distracted. And Allie is in the chat right now. So the 4 steps that I'm going to be going over are declutter, create routines, supplies, and delegate. So those are the 4 things that we're going to be talking about. So getting rid of the excess first, then creating routines, and then, oh, whoops, that wasn't supposed to say that. Use only what you love for supplies, and then delegate, utilize help from others. So step 1 is all about decluttering. So I obviously put this in there because this is what Allie does. This is what she talks about. This is what she is amazing at. But it's also the first step when it comes to cleaning, because there is no point in cleaning or learning how to clean or figuring out how to clean in less time if you're going to have a bunch of junk laying around. So according to a 2018 finding in the Self-Storage Almanac, the US alone has more than 2.3 billion square feet of rentable self-storage space. So that's all the stuff that we're putting in a storage bin. We're not even keeping it in our home. We're actually putting that in a storage bin somewhere. So can you imagine how much stuff we have in our own homes? There's a big difference between these 3 things, and people use them interchangeably. Decluttering is removing unnecessary items. Organizing is creating a system and order for the necessary items. And then cleaning is removing dirt and debris. So they're very different things, and they all work together. Don't waste your time cleaning around clutter. Okay, so this is something that I could not emphasize more. I wanted to do like 10 slides just on this so that you can see it over and over, either in your home or your schedule. You don't want to clean around clutter. Get rid of what isn't serving you physically, mentally, and emotionally before creating a routine for cleaning each day. So if you want to take less time to clean, have less stuff to clean. The more time that you're spending moving your stuff around is time that is wasted. So I'm going to do a few "that's what she said" in here, actual quotes. And when everything has sentimental value, nothing has sentimental value. I like to say that when we're talking about decluttering, because it's usually the reason that people keep stuff is for sentimentality. They feel guilty. Somebody gave it to them. It was a gift. A kid made it for them. It's a doodle. But when everything is sentimental, nothing is, because what gives something sentimental value is its uniqueness and something that is different from everything else. So if everything is different from everything else, then nothing is different. I want you to think about, and you don't have to put it in the chat if you don't want to, how much time are you spending cleaning stuff up before you clean stuff up? How many of you have a cleaning person, or maybe your mom did, or maybe you work in the cleaning industry? And how many times do you hear, I have to clean before the cleaning lady? Pick stuff up, move stuff around. Now, generally speaking, there's going to be a level of picking up before you clean. I have to go, my kids have to pick up their toys before they vacuum. You have to maybe pick some stuff up in the kitchen before you clean it. But if you have to spend 30, 40, 50 plus minutes cleaning stuff up just to clean stuff up and then put that other stuff back, it's a waste of time. And so it's a really good question to ask yourself is, how much time am I spending cleaning that stuff up before I clean my stuff up? On average, I have done the math. I've done a lot of talking about this. Homes that had more clutter on the countertops, the floors, and other surfaces took me 20 to 30 minutes longer to clean. That was just in one house on one day. So what would you do with an extra 20 minutes a day? The way we do that is by getting rid of our stuff. You don't need more space, you need less stuff. This is one of mine and Allie's favorite quotes. We say it all the time. I know she says it all the time because she talks about decluttering far more than I do. We don't need to create more space. You don't need a bigger house. We don't need another storage unit. We need less stuff, because when we have less stuff, not only is there the whole minimalism side, which Allie talks about, which just clears the clutter from your mind and your life, but it takes less time to clean, because when you don't have to move stuff to clean, you can just go at it and take less time. So when it comes to decluttering and organizing, here are just some quick, easy pointers to get you started. Set a timer. Throw a timer on and say, I'm going to get rid of stuff in this amount of time. It also helps psychologically, because then you're not thinking, I have to just declutter until the end of time. It's just 20 minutes. I actually recommend that for cleaning as well. Begin in the time suck area of your home. What area of your house is totally sucking up all of your time? What is that area of your house that's just like, every single time I'm in this area, it sucks up all my time because I have to move stuff around. Maybe it's an office, maybe it's a pantry, maybe it's a closet, maybe it's a kid's room or a toy room. Give everything a home. So another way to prevent that clutter from taking over and making it easier to clean is to give everything a home. And then along those same lines is utilize your prime real estate. What this means, this is a genius idea that I heard many years ago when I had my cleaning business, and I read it somewhere and now I utilize it, is there are areas in your house where certain systems and certain things just happen. For instance, I come into our home and I walk upstairs and our kitchen is sort of our haven. It's where everything ends up on the countertop, or if I can help it, it doesn't, but sort of where it happens. So instead of putting our filing stuff, instead of putting our, the cabinets or the file folders in another room, I put them in the kitchen. I put them on the side of the cabinets. They're bolted into the side of the cabinets. I put them there. I utilize the real estate that's already that already has stuff happening. And instead of redoing it, instead of having files somewhere else, I just keep them right there so that they don't clutter up the countertops. If you take off your pajamas or your clothes in front of your bed, don't put your hamper in the bathroom. Put your hamper next to your bed. It prevents that clutter from taking over our lives. If kids' toys are up higher than they can put them away, they need to be down lower so that the kids can actually get to them. Utilize that prime real estate. Moving stuff to clean only to move it back afterwards is a waste of your time and energy. It just is. Now, I'm not talking about moving your toaster out of the way to clean the crumbs underneath. I'm talking about spending 20, 30, 40 minutes moving piles of stuff and clothes and toys and junk out of the way, and then just putting it back. So you're cleaning off a surface and then just putting it back. I had so many clients that did this, and it was actually heartbreaking for me because I would come in and I knew I wasn't doing that great a job for them because they couldn't even see the surfaces I had cleaned for them. So number 2 is to create routines. I'm going to take a little drink. Create some routines. So here's the difference between habits and routines, because this question gets asked all the time. A habit is a recurrent task with little or no conscious thought. So it's something we don't have to really think about very much. A routine, it requires a higher degree of intention and effort, but it can become habitual. So what we're after is getting to a place where our routines are done so much that they become more habitual in nature, meaning that we don't have to give them as much thought. My morning routine or evening routine is like that now. It's very habitual. I don't have to think about it. I don't have it written down somewhere. I've just done it so many times that it becomes rhythmic and habitual. Routines don't stifle your freedom. They create it, like I said earlier. When you clean in a more routine way versus creating endless daily lists, which is how most people are doing it. They wake up in the morning, they create a long list of stuff that needs to be done, and then they just chug through it and until they get to where they can't do anymore. You get done important tasks in your life and you have time to enjoy your life. So cleaning in that more routine way allows you to get done the important things in a more routine way so that you can enjoy things in your life. So that's what she said. Actually, that's what I say because I apparently now quote myself. But chaos is a routine you've lost control of. This is a really important, really important thing to remember. And I recommend you write this down or screenshot it or just remember it, because most people think I don't have a routine. But the truth is we all do. It's just some of us have chaos. Chaos is a routine in and of itself, because most of the time you're doing things chaotically the same way every single day and then hoping for a different result. So it's just a routine you've lost control of. So we all have routines. We just need to shift them to be a little more productive. Routines work for everyone, no matter the situation. So again, another thing that always comes up for people is, well, you don't understand my situation. You don't know my life. They work for work outside the home moms, stay at home moms, work inside the home moms, working or stay at home dads, part-time workers, day shift, night shift. And that's because you get to mold your routines to what suits you. Routines are not they're not one thing that has to fit into everybody's life. You get to create the routine that works best for you. So why do routines work? Well, they take the guesswork out of daily cleaning. That's really one of the biggest reasons why they work. They allow you to get more done in less time, and they give you the freedom from constant cleaning. So you get off that hamster wheel. A great example of this is when I know that I'm going to be cleaning the bathroom that day, and all I'm going to be doing is cleaning the bathroom that day, then I clean the bathroom and then I'm done. I don't have a list of 30 other things that need to get done, because I know the next day I have another thing, and the next day I have another thing. And we just do it rhythmically and routinely in our house. So then I can get on with the business of living my life and not being beholden to my home. You're funny, Kendra. I don't know if that's sarcastic or not, but thank you. So screenshot this, because this is one of the most important things I'm going to say today. I'll probably say that like 4 times. Sorry. Your routine should fit into your life, not the other way around. Here's the mistake people are making. They are trying to take their life and squeeze it into a perfect routine. They went on Pinterest, they went on someone's website, they downloaded this amazing PDF that told them exactly what to clean every single day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they know exactly what to do. Maybe they bought a routine from someone, and then they try to wedge their unique life into that routine. No, other way around. Your life is supposed to be lived. It's supposed to be unique and fabulous and wonderful. And you have children and babies and lives and friends and family and jobs and things that are exciting to you. And they should be exciting. And your routines should be fitting into that. You should figure out a way for your routine to fit into your unique life, not the other way around. Because I quote myself. Yes, it was like, well, it is a quote that I said, so I'm just going to quote myself. So how do we go about creating routines? Well, here's just some quick, because again, it would take me a long time to talk about how to create the exact routine, and I'm not going to overwhelm you. Start small. Again, a mistake that gets made all the time is trying to do all of your routines at once. I'm going to have the best workout routine, morning routine, evening routine, snack routine, meal plan, cleaning routine, deep cleaning routine, spring cleaning. I'm going to do it all at once, and it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to change my life. And then a week in, you feel like you want to curl up in a ball and die because it's too much and you're exhausted. Start small. This is so huge. Ask yourself, where do I want to begin? And where do I want to feel the biggest change? That's where you can see where to start. So where do I want to begin with my routine? Where do I want to start? And where do I want to feel the biggest change? So maybe for you, you want to get your kids on a better chore schedule. That's a routine right there. Maybe you want to get on a better daily schedule so that you're not just cleaning on that hamster wheel. Maybe you want to get on a better deep cleaning schedule because you feel like so much has been neglected in your house. You get to choose. So start small and figure out where you want to do it. Create your routines that you can be consistent with. Again, too many people create these routines that are so outlandish that they're never going to be consistent with it. They're never going to keep up on it. It's like when someone says on the 1st of January that they're going to start a new workout routine and they're like, I'm going to go to CrossFit for 2 hours every single day for 30 days. And you're like, you haven't worked out in 2 years. No, you're not. And it's not because we're not good enough to do it. It's because we have to start small and build up that momentum. Figure out what routines you could actually be consistent with, even if it's something very small. Yep. Unrealistic expectations, huge. I do it all the time, Maria. And then consider a floating routine if you have an ever-changing or hectic schedule. This is one of my favorite tips to give people is the floating routine. So if you've ever had a job where there's been a floater, like someone that's has like a floater job, it means that they just float to where they're needed. That's what a floating routine does. If you have a hectic schedule, like maybe your kids are in a lot of extracurriculars, or maybe you're going to school and you work part-time, maybe you work nights, so your days are different than other people's. Maybe you're going through a season where it's hectic. The floating routine helps because what you do is you say what you're going to do instead of when you're going to do it. And then that routine just floats with you and you fit it where it works best. So that really works for people that have that hectic schedule. My dad is sort of an example of that because he works nights and he's always worked nights. So he's just going to do things a little different. He doesn't say at 7 p.m. I'm going to do this and at 8 p.m. every day I'm going to do this. Instead, it's like, here are the cleaning actions I'm going to do because I know these things take about 20 minutes. And so I'm going to float them around to where I can. What about the endless emergency cleanups? That's a season of life. And the other thing is, keep in mind, 4 kids, oldest not yet 7, I would teach them to clean up their own messes. That's my very quick answer, Sarah. And we can maybe talk about that later. Floating routine has been with me ever since. Yes, the third shift. I feel like the floating routine works really, really well with third shift. Very well. So utilize anchors in your day. Utilize those anchors, which are times in your day. Ali talks about this a lot too, with that are always going to happen no matter what. So mornings and nights are great for that because no matter what's going on in your day, you're always going to wake up and you're always going to go to bed. Unless you're dead, those are always going to happen. So utilize those anchors. Recognize when your perfectionism is causing procrastination. Something is always better than nothing, and you can always change it later. So this is the thing. No one's asking you to write your routine in blood. No one's asking you to take a concrete block and write your routine in there and it can never change. Just start something and tweak it where you need to. So we're moving on to number 3, which is all about supplies and tools for success. Your cleaning supplies and tools are there to work for you. Let them do it. I can't tell you how many people make cleaning supplies like secondary or tertiary on their list of importance. And actually they're really important. And the reason I was able to clean in such a quick amount of time in people's houses was because of all 4 of these steps. And cleaning supplies was a huge one. An old vacuum that doesn't do the job is wasting more of your time. If you're keeping around that old vacuum that you've had for years and you have to go over something 5 times in order to suck the hair or the dirt off of the carpet, you're wasting your time. And so it's going to take you longer to do things. Quality products allow you to use less energy in less time. Okay. Oops, sorry. What you use to clean is just as important as how often you clean. So I'm not talking about going out and spending $1 trillion on like the best cleaning supplies and you have to like fill your house with all of it and you have to go buy a new $500 or $600 Dyson. But what I do mean is that what you're using to clean each day is as important as how often you clean. It's also important that you let your products do the work for you. Too many of you are doing the spray and wipe method, which is spray it down and 5 milliseconds later, you wipe it off. But the problem is that you're doing more work then. How many of you spray something and then like try to scrub it and you're like, it's not coming clean, it's not coming clean. Well, it's because you have to let it sit and do the work. Read the back of a lot of cleaning products. Even if you make your own cleaning products with like baking soda and vinegar, it has to sit and do the work. That's what it's there for. So you have to let it do the work for you so you're not spending as much time cleaning. You can always just spray something and then go do something else. You can go do whatever else you want to do or clean something else and come back to it. So supplies and tools for success. Keep your supplies and tools where you use them. So you wouldn't store your toaster in the bathroom. So why are you storing your bathroom cleaners in the kitchen? And I know it seems really silly for me to say that because you're like, well, obviously I wouldn't store my toaster in the bathroom. But so many people are storing their cleaning supplies in one spot in their house, either under the kitchen sink or in a laundry room. Those are the 2 main places I see people storing their cleaning supplies. And What happens when we do that is we're creating a barrier to the cleaning. We're making it more work for us to go and get those cleaning supplies. The goal is to create as small a barrier to cleaning as possible so it doesn't seem to suck as much. So I want to give you an example. When I notice that there's a mess in the bathroom, like my son has again had 25 globs of blue toothpaste all over the vanity or something, I don't have to think about going downstairs, grabbing the cleaning supplies. Where are the cleaning supplies? Do I need rags? Oh my gosh, do we have any sponges? Where are the paper towels? I don't have to think about that. I go under the kitchen sink or under the bathroom sink. All of my supplies are there. They're right there. It takes me seconds to do. So we want to create the least barrier of entry. And if you have to go to another side of the house to get all of your cleaning supplies, you're going to get annoyed. You're going to be bored with it, and you're probably going to get distracted along the way. Keep a bag or caddy on each floor. This is another thing that you can do. If you have a big house, just keep different caddies along the way. If maybe you don't want to keep it in each room, so maybe you're limited on space. Maybe you don't have an under the sink vanity area, or maybe you have kids that are young and you're afraid they're going to get into it. What you can do instead is keep a bag or a caddy on each floor of your house. So that way you can just move stuff around with you very simply. Create a cute and useful caddy for your kids. Your kids want to help, even if they're older and they're annoyed by cleaning and they're like, I don't want to do this. When you make it fun and when you, again, lessen the barrier of entry to it, it becomes a lot more fun. And if we can use kids' natural enthusiasm at a young age, then it's going to be a lot easier for them to want to help, and they're going to want to help. And so you can utilize that by creating these small and cute little caddies for your children. And then use tools and cleaners that align with your values and get rid of things you don't use. So what I mean by that is too many people are just going out and buying cleaners because they saw them at Target. Or their friend coaxed them into buying something from them, or they don't know how to make their own cleaner, so they're just going out and buying them, even though they'd really like to make their own because they really want to be more green in their house. You need to use cleaners that align with your values because you're going to feel better about doing it. So this is more of a mindset issue than it is a practical issue. And I want you to get rid of the stuff you're not using. Keeping them isn't going to make them magically useful. It's this fallacy that if we've bought something, and this goes back to the decluttering, if we've purchased something, even if it doesn't work, even if we don't like it, even if it's gross, we hate the smell of it, it's ineffective, we end up keeping it because we're like, well, I spent money on it. So what? It doesn't work. You're not using it. It's not useful. So get rid of it. You'll feel much better about your caddy or your bag or your areas if you're using things you actually love. And then you don't need more supplies, you need better supplies. So this is something that's super important, again, because that Target aisle or aisles is so long and full. You don't need more. We don't need more stuff. We just need better things that actually work for us. When you use only what works and only what makes you feel good, you spend less time deciding what to use. Decision fatigue is a real thing, and it's a real thing when it comes to cleaning supplies too, because too many people spend so much time trying to research what to use that they don't actually just start using it and start doing it. So number 4 is delegate. It's important to honor the season you are in. So when I'm talking about delegation, I want you to understand that it's important to honor the season that you're in when I talk about delegation. What I mean by that is, if you're a new mom with a newborn baby, I wouldn't advise giving them chores. Babies are notoriously bad at chores, so we don't want to give them chores. So we want to honor the season we're in and not worry about giving chores to our newborn baby because they're probably not going to do it very well and you're just going to have to do it for them, okay? So I just want to make that known because sometimes in the chat, people are like, hey, I have a newborn baby and what should I do? And I'm like, honey, get help other places. Let's figure out how you can delegate and ask for help in other places and just honor the season that you're in. But here's the truth for you, okay? Martyrdom won't win you any awards. And martyrdom is this feeling of needing to suffer. We're going to suffer for our homes. We're going to be the only ones that do it. Martyrdom isn't going to win you any awards. It's just going to make you grouchy and unproductive. So every moment you spend teaching your children or your spouse how to help And notice I didn't say like training them how to do everything perfectly. Teaching them how to help is a moment you've bought back from yourself in the future. Teaching my children to clean, help with laundry, pick up, and act responsibly has gained us hours back as a family. I taught my daughter how to do her laundry when she was 8. I have now gained back 3 years of my life. It took me 2 months to teach her. So 2 solid months of teaching. I put in that time and I bought my time back later. This is how you clean in less time. You delegate appropriately. That is Allie's quote. What's Allie's quote? Everyone needs fun teaching yourself. Yes? That? Oh, well, I say the same thing. Open communication about the jobs and roles in the house is the fastest way to delegate effectively. If you want to figure out the worst way that you can possibly delegate, it's to not communicate. Open communication about the jobs and the roles in your house is how you delegate effectively. So I always say that there are 3 C's when it comes to delegation, and that's communication, consistency, and consequences. So I'm going to say that again. Communication. So communicating what you need, communicating what your values are in the house, communicating your priorities. Consistency. So staying consistent with it, staying consistent with everybody's chores, with keeping up on it, with delegating, with what you do, with your routines. And then consequences. What are the consequences going to be for your children or for yourself? Even saying like, what are the consequences that I'm going to put onto myself when I don't do what needs to get done? Work through, recognize, and honor your feelings that may come up. So there are going to be feelings that come up when it comes to delegation: perfectionism, guilt, resentment, resenting your spouse for not helping as much, resenting your kids for not doing it, resenting your parents for not teaching you, feeling guilty because you're a stay-at-home mom and you should do it, feeling guilty because you're a work outside the home mom and you shouldn't need a house cleaner because you're a working mom, feeling guilty that you're giving your kids chores because they do so much. There are so many things that come up. I just want to let you know that you can recognize and honor those things. You don't have to just like push through them. You weren't put on this earth and given these children to be a slave to your home. If everyone contributes to the mess, then everyone contributes to the cleanup. So here are some ways that we can go about delegating. Go back to those routines. Is everyone included? So that's a big thing. When you're creating those routines, it's great to look back and go, hey, is everyone included in these? Or is this just me? Is this just me doing all of the things all the time? Pay attention to the way you talk about chores and cleaning in your house. Yet another one. Too many of us want our kids to help or our spouse to help with the cleaning, but we are constantly talking about chores in a negative way. We're talking about how they're awful and how you don't want to clean and how they're negative, and we're making chores a punishment, which I absolutely do not agree with. So pay attention to the way you talk about them and change your wording if they're always negative. Hire a mommy's helper at strategic times of the day or week or month or year, whenever. A mommy's helper is great because a mommy's helper is different than a nanny or a babysitter. It's a younger girl or boy, around the age maybe 12, 13, where they may be too young to babysit on their own. Like you maybe wouldn't leave them, your kids with them while you went out, but they can come over and entertain your kids while you do other things in the house. It's delegation at its finest because you're not leaving the house. You're still there if an emergency comes up. You don't have to feel bad about it. And they get the experience of babysitting before they've started babysitting. So it works out phenomenally. Highly recommend mommy's helpers. And then gamify it. Make it a game. We don't have to make chores and cleaning so boring and negative and unfun. We need to make it fun for everyone. And create clear consequences and be consistent in enforcing them. Just like I said, communication, consistency, and consequences. You need to be clear about what the consequences are and be consistent in enforcing them. Consequences don't have to be this negative, punishing thing. It's just something that's the effect of the cause. So the cause of not picking up your toys, the effect might be that you're not going to have screen time that day, or that mom's going to take the toys away and we're going to put them away for a week or a day or whatever. But you have to be clear about the consequences in everything you do, but definitely when it comes to delegation, because everyone needs to be on the same page. The more people that help, the less time it takes. Cleaning can be a small fraction of your day if all hands are on deck. So that was a lot of information in an hour, guys. We got through that. And I just want to go like this because you guys are so engaged in the chat and I love it so much. And I just think you're wonderful. So definitely take a deep breath. All of this will work, but only if you do the work. And that can be a very freeing thought. Some people find that to be very stifling. They're like, oh my God, now I have to do a bunch of work. But think about how freeing that is. That means that it's not the outside stuff that's influencing how long it takes to clean your house or how long it takes to manage your house. You get to be in control of that. And if you do the work and follow through on these things, you're going to see the results. Nothing we talked about today is a theory. When you put the work in, you see the results every time. I am a great example of this, and I have thousands of students that are the same. If you only take away one thing today, it's absolutely possible to make house cleaning an easier task in your life. It does not have to take up the majority of your time, your mental energy, or fill your daily lists. Chaos and stress do not have to be your mom default setting. And it is the mom default setting for so many. We have been fed a lie that we are supposed to suffer for our homes and that it's supposed to be constant martyrdom and that it has to be chaos and then it has to be this hashtag hot mess life. And it doesn't. I am telling you, it does not have to be the mom default setting. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for me. And so we can do things differently. So remember these reasons we talked about earlier. Remember I went over all of those reasons and then we went through all of the ways that you can not have cleaning take you so long. Well, none of these are the actual reasons it's taking you. It's just not. The real reason cleaning feels difficult and takes up so much of your time and our time, and the reason it took so much of my time when I started my cleaning business was because few of us are actually taught or trained or shown how to do it efficiently. How many of you were actually taught how to clean in your house, like from start to finish, like taught how to do everything, taught how to do it efficiently, in what way to do it, what the routine should look like? Many of us were not. I know I wasn't. My parents are amazing, but they kind of just did everything and we just had sporadic chores along the way. So I want you to imagine doing something as simple as making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If at some age, someone just handed you bread and peanut butter and jelly and said, you're old enough to make your sandwich, bye. It would be very difficult to do. Maybe that was you. Maybe that was like, I don't know. I had to learn how to cook my own food. I had to learn how to tie my own shoes. But think about how much easier it is when someone actually says, here are the supplies to use. Here's the best knife to use. Here's the best peanut butter that spreads really easily. Here's the best bread because it spreads so easy. What if someone showed you step by step how to do it? It would make it so much simpler. And so that is exactly what I created, was a program that showed you how to clean and when to clean and what to clean and with what to clean and how to use supplies. And so I'm super excited today to be offering Clean It Like You Mean It, the course, which is house cleaning uncomplicated. I could not simplify that more for you. It's basically house cleaning uncomplicated. Clean It Like You Mean It is my globally recognized cleaning program that will cut your cleaning time in half, at least in half. Some people, it's cut it down by like 75%, not even kidding, so that you can get back to doing all the things you enjoy most. Plus, you and your family might just learn to enjoy the cleaning part too, now that it won't take hours. So what do you get when you enroll? Because I know that that's a huge question that people are asking right now as they're like, oh my gosh, this sounds great, but what would I get? What is this? You get immediate access to short, simple, step-by-step cleaning videos. You get PDF downloads, printables, and worksheets for added support. There's not many of them, but there's enough for when you need them. Access to an uber supportive private closed Facebook group, monthly live calls with me, with Kendra, in the private group for extra encouragement and one-to-one help, where you can ask your questions. You can ask your one-to-one questions. You also get free access to the mini course, Elevate Your Clean Routine. So I've taken my very popular mini course, Elevate Your Clean Routine, which shows you how to create your cleaning routine from start to finish And I have included it for free now inside Clean It Like You Mean It. You also get lifetime access to the course, all upgrades. The live run, that wasn't supposed to be in there. Sorry about that. Clean It is perfect for you. So I want to make sure that if you are going to enroll, you know that it's perfect for you. If you're ready to make changes in your home that will improve your life for good. If you're a stay-at-home mom, a working mom, a business mom, a mom of one, a mom of 15, or anything in between. If you've started to feel like running your house is leaving you exhausted, unfulfilled, and stressed every day, and if you're a doer or an action taker, or if you're ready to become one. But Clean It Like You Mean It's not perfect for everyone. And so I want to make sure that you know that. It's not perfect for you if you're committed to your excuses. If you don't want to do the work, if you think you need a magic pill, and if you aren't willing or ready to do the inner work. So I want to make sure that I show you exactly what's inside the course, just so that you can see it. I like to be super transparent. Allie is the same way. And so I am just going to, here we go. I'm going to show you exactly what's inside the course, just so you can see. I'm going to do like a quick scroll here. There we go. Okay. So when you log in, first of all, when you enroll, you get instant access. So it's not like you have to wait a week. You don't have to just wait time. Nope. You get instant access. You enroll, you get your username, password, boom, you're in. You can watch as many as you want. This is a resource library kind of course. It's not like you start at this module and you end at this. This is really broken down so that you can choose what you want, when you want it, watch as many times as you want. It's completely unique in that I'm showing you how to clean. I'm not just giving you a book and telling you, read this. I'm actually showing you how to do it. So there's a welcome module that gives you all of the just welcome information that you need and leave you feeling very empowered. We have a foundations module where I go over a lot of the foundational stuff like supplies and tools list, why I choose the cleaning tools that I do, how to let your product sit and do the work, a lot of the foundational stuff of cleaning. Your supplies and tools. Again, I'm going over things like kitchen, bathroom, dusting, floors, showing you, not just telling you. Homemade cleaning supplies. I'm going to go over not only do you get a cleaning recipes list, but I go over things like Castile soap, baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, borax, and I actually tell you what they're used for and why to use them and when to use them and when not to use them. Then we go into the different rooms in the house and you can see this is full. It's again, just a resource library showing you how to clean the bathroom, the living room, the bedroom, laundry area, flooring, deep cleaning. And then the thing that people say is the best of the whole course of all the 100 videos is the mindset module, figuring out how to change your mindset when it comes to cleaning. You also get now Clean It Like You Mean It for kids and parents, which is perfect because this entire course is family friendly. It's completely family and kid friendly, meaning that there's no bad language being used or anything like that. It means that your kids can watch these as well and learn too. Or that you could learn it first and then show them. So you're getting this entire module for kids and parents, showing you about how to incentivize chores, and chores aren't a punishment, how to approach chores in different ages, how to stop hovering and being perfectionist, what to do when they fight against it, talking about we do a live talk with my daughter. We actually did a live talk and that's the replay. You get some bonuses from Allie in there. I also talk about starting cleaning routines for kids. There's just a ton of information in here. Again, you get Elevate Your Clean Routine, plus a bunch of bonuses and bonus workshops. So you're getting a lot here. I'm going to switch back here so I can share this. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. There we go. So regular moms are changing their lives. These are just 5 regular moms out of the 750 that are in the course currently that I've already gone through it. And you can see that they're just changing their lives. They're normal moms living all over the world, different kids, different houses. I've actually started to like cleaning, Marcella said. Shelly said, this course is just what I needed. It never came natural to her. Angela, this course was a godsend to me. I felt inadequate as a mom and my heart breaks when I hear moms say that. So I love hearing that things are different now. It's amazing. It's like cleaning for dummies. Quick wins and results. So you're going to get those quick wins. When you watch the videos, you can watch and do along with it. I'm not going to just show you a mini part of it and then say, okay, now you go do it. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do it, what I'm using, why I'm using it, what's an alternative to use it. So I know people are asking now, Okay, what's the investment? How much does it cost? Well, Clean It Like You Mean It is valued over $1,000. It's actually valued more towards $2,000 because it's 11 plus years of my hard work and everything that I've learned and my research, and I've put it all together into this course for you. But I'm obviously not charging $1,000 or $2,000. It's regularly priced at $187, but right now the special workshop price is only $157, or 2 payments of $85. Now, normally, I'm just going to tell Allie here, we are going to go ahead and drop the button so you can enroll right now. And normally Allie would come on right now, but because the tech gods are just not smiling on us today, she can't hear or see me. So she hasn't been able to hear me the entire time. So she's actually been texting me. I've had my phone up. What a flipping bummer, right? I'm just glad that you guys are here and that I got to help you guys. I'm just super, super excited about that. So when you enroll, because this is under Allie's affiliate link. So she offered this class to her audience only. So when you purchase using this exact link, you're going to get an exclusive bonus from Allie. You're going to get access to How to Declutter Anything, which is a bootcamp style DIY mini course. This is not offered anywhere on her site right now. And so you're getting this exclusive bonus. It's a $97 value, and it's basically a boot camp style crash course. It's very short and pointed. It's a kick in the pants when it comes to getting motivated to simplify the space that you're in. It's a DIY course that packs a huge punch. Guys, it is amazing. And it'll get you up and moving with the direction that you've been needing. So you're going to get that totally free when you enroll, because Allie is an affiliate for me. Now, all an affiliate means is that she will get monetary compensation for you purchasing under this link, but you're not paying any more for the course. That's all it means. And if you buy, her thank you is that she is giving you this course for free. You also have a fast action workshop bonus, meaning that before the workshop is over, so after through the Q&A, up until the Q&A is over and we end the workshop, you'll also get a workshop bonus if you enroll. And that's Allie's 30-day minimalism challenge. It's a printable PDF. It's about a $50 value. You're going to get that totally for free when you enroll right now before the timer is runs out after we do the Q&A. So here's an important thing to just note. All bonuses from Allie. So those 2 bonuses, if you get those, they are coming from Allie within 4 to 5 days. They will be emailed to you. They are not inside the course. I need to make that like super duper clear. I'm going to stay on the slide for another 30 seconds. They are not inside the course. Okay. You will be sent all the info in an email. I like to make that clear because these bonuses are not attached to Clean It Like You Mean It. Okay. They are they're not inside the course. They're a special thank you from Allie. So you will get them from Allie. So if you email me or you email my team, we're just going to tell you the same thing here. So enrolling is super simple. You just choose, you can pay in full once today, or you can pay $85 today and $85 in 30 days. It's all automatic. You don't need to remember anything when you sign up. It's all automatic. And also, if you choose the payment plan, you still get access to everything. It's not like you get dripped access if you do the payment plan. Yes, the payment plan is a little higher than the pay in full because you're buying on a loan, basically. So creating an account is super easy. You're going to be taken to this. You're going to create a new account. If you already have an account with me, you just click that I already have an account, sign in, enroll, and you are set to go. Then you can immediately get started. Okay. So you're at a point of decision right now. Okay. You've watched this entire class. We've been here for about an hour and 15 minutes and you're at a point of decision. Option number 1 is you can wake up every day feeling like your house is running you, desperately waiting for bedtime before breakfast has even started or even been served, which has been me before. And I'm actually sad and guilty to admit that. Spending hours cleaning only to see few results. Or you can be that homemakerish Kendra that we were talking about. You can finally decide that you're worthy of an investment for your entire family that will improve your home and life by finally giving you the tools and resources you need to get house cleaning under control. A clean home is not about vanity. It's not about perfection. It's not about spotlessness. It's not about servitude or duty. It's not about the approval of others. And it's certainly not about round the clock stress. A clean home promotes healthy children. It promotes responsible children, a healthy lifestyle, quality air, confidence in yourself, confidence in your kids have confidence in themselves, comfort, joy, and calm. When we know better, we do better. You can empower your family right now to do that, yourself and your family. You can spend less time cleaning inefficiently, spend more time together as a family, create a household community, raise responsible, contributing children, praise hands there, and become confident in yourself and your home so that when that friend calls and says she's 20 minutes away, you're not scrambling. You're like, oh my God, I can't wait to see my friend. I'm going to throw the coffee on, just clean up a few things, maybe clean the pee off the toilet seat because I have boys in the house. No matter how many times I clean, there's always pee on the seat, but you're not frantic. You're confident in yourself and in your home. Clean it like you mean it isn't just about learning how to clean. When you enroll, you'll learn the most efficient ways to clean so you can do it in less time. You can create your own cleaning routine that puts systems in place where they work best. You can help your children gain confidence and responsibility while feeling valued. Create better relationships in your home now that the stresses of housework aren't a burden anymore. And this one, guys, I should have bolded it because it is so important. When you don't have the stresses of housework and cleaning and clutter and disorganization and all of those things, your relationships in your home are going to get better. It's a natural consequence of that. And then gain back your hours each week that can be spent doing the things you actually want to do. And now you have this no excuses bonuses, this bundle pack here of Clean It Like You Mean It, Elevate Your Clean Routine, which is right inside the course, and then How to Declutter Anything, which Allie is going to send you separately. And then before we are done, if you enroll, you're going to get access to the Fast Action Bonus, which is Allie's 30-day minimalism challenge, which is a printable PDF. Remember that you're also getting all the bonuses inside Clean It Like You Mean It, like the Clean It Like You Mean It for kids and parents, which is valued at about $100 on its own. It's going to show you exactly how to create those routines and chores for your kids and how to navigate around those things as a parent and cleaning that you may never have been taught before. It's just a one-time payment of $157 or a payment plan option of $85. You just pay $85 today and $85 in 30 days. That's all. You don't have to remember anything. And I do want to let you know that when I had my cleaning business, I charged twice this amount for a one-time cleaning. So for $157, you're literally getting all of my knowledge. You're getting a resource library of 100 lessons, 100 plus video lessons, plus all the bonuses for only $157. So it is time for some Q&A. We are so sorry that that there's been so many tech glitches here. I'm so sorry. But you guys have been just champions and amazing. And I'm going to get back to the chat so I can look at these. Okay, so I'm going to go over some questions now. I'm going to go for about 15, 20 minutes. So I'm just going to go right down and see. I may have missed this, but does your course walk through the steps of creating your own routine? Yes, Amber. Elevate Your Clean Routine is inside the course. So you're going to get access to that just for enrolling. So it walks you through. There's video lessons and audio lessons on how to create your own routine. I am not big on giving people routines and just saying like, go. Kendra, I use Kaboom foam if it's like a really dirty job. But if you're somebody that does not like to use any kind of store-bought products or you're worried about toxins, you can mix vinegar and dish soap together. Dish soap is a degreaser, and that's what soap scum is it's grease. At the very base of it, it's just grease. So if you mix vinegar and dish soap together, you can put about a quarter cup to a half a cup of vinegar in a spray bottle, and then just a few drops, maybe like a teaspoon of dish soap, your favorite dish soap. You mix it all up, you spray it on, and just leave it for a while. It works really, really well for a shower cleaner. Okay, I have 4 girls, 1, 3, 4, and 6. I can't get them to clean up one mess before they make a new one. Don't have time to chase them. Do you have any tips for creating routine in them? Yeah, so I talk about that actually in Clean It Like You Mean It, but something I can tell you right away is it comes down to all of those things I talked about. Communication, consistency, and consequences. So you have to have open communication with them about why it's important to clean something up and what you expect in your household and how you clean up your messes before you make a new one. And then consistency, being consistent with them. I know you said you don't have time to chase them around all day, but in the beginning, when you're teaching children how to do that, that's kind of what you have to do. You have to be consistent so that you're buying back your time later. And then consequences. If they're not cleaning up those messes, take the toys away. If you can't clean up this mess before you get out the new mess, I'm taking the old mess, I'm putting it in a bag, and it's going out in the garage or in the attic or whatever it is. But you have to take those 3 things, communication, consistency, and consequences, and implement them a lot. Because kids adults take a long time to learn, right? Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Somebody was asking about Canadian. Thank you for answering that. Sorry, I didn't have this on. So the chat on while I was doing this. Not sure if it's appropriate to ask, but talking about tools, what do you recommend? Dyson or iRobot? I actually don't remember. My recommendation isn't necessarily. I'm sorry. I think Allie said she already answered that. Sorry. I use Shark. So I use Shark vacuums. Those are my favorite vacuums ever. So I can talk about that. The reason that I love Shark vacuums is because they are the same exact quality as Dyson and they're about half the price. So that's my favorite. I'd like to know, what are your top 3 cleaning products? Okay, so if I was going with like top 3 of all time, like what can give you the most bang for your buck, I'm going to go with that. Dish soap. Dish soap can be used for anything. Dish soap is amazing. It can be used to clean pretty much anything in your house. Vinegar, white vinegar is another thing that can be used for so many things. And then baking soda. Baking soda is a deodorizer. It's a natural cleaner, natural cleaner. So I would say if I had to pick 3 things that are like, you could just go get them right now for you could get all those for under $5 and you could clean just about everything in your house with those 3 things. I can't see these things in the chat. It's like it's stuck. I'm not sure, Sandra, I'm sorry. Do you have a tip for top loading washing machines? As my 6-year-old would love to dig over doing laundry, but I can barely reach the bottom to take clothes out. So I would say that if you have a child that can barely reach, you can get step stools. And the other thing is that you can tag team it. So maybe they want to help with laundry and that's just the one thing they don't do. So maybe they fill it up and then you take it and you put it in the dryer. And then when it's done in the dryer, they take it out of the dryer and then they kind of help with everything else except the taking out. I got lucky in that my daughter's about 100 feet tall. So she always has been. She is 11 and she's 5'2.5". So we just kind of got lucky in that sense. When she was 8, she could reach in the bottom. But if they can't, use a step stool and just guide them. Even if you're guiding them along, imagine how much time you could just having someone split the time with you is super wonderful. Best way to get a shiny kitchen sink. Do you have a stainless steel kitchen sink? If you have a stainless steel, you want something abrasive. It's going to get it really shiny. Something like baking soda or even soft scrub if you're okay with buying stuff. But baking soda sprinkled all over. And then you can use Castile soap, which is not dish soap. So Castile soap is different. It's made from olive oil. And you can use that and just scrub it with something like a sponge that's abrasive and then rinse it really well and then wipe it clean. That's the best thing you can do to get a shiny one. Any tips for a smell on a front loader washer? Yes. Number 1 is prevention. Keep the door open at all times. I know most people already do that. So it's not like you're probably like, I already do that. But make sure after you do your wash that you keep the door open. Do not close it. That is going to keep all of that moisture inside. You want to make sure that you're cleaning the seal after every single wash. I know it seems like a pain. That's why actually we don't have a front loader washing machine, because I don't want to deal with any of that. So you have to wipe it every time. Most of that smell is coming from the seal, and it's coming from all of that stuff being stuck inside that seal. So those are my best tips. Inside the course, I show different ways that you can clean front loaders and top loaders and all that kind of stuff. But those are the quick and easy. If you already have your course and Allie's, do we get the bonuses inside our courses or emails too? No. This is just for, you would have to, so my bonus is already side the course. These bonuses are for people that are purchasing now. And if you have any questions on that, or would like to find out how you can get how to declutter anything, you would have to contact Allie's team. So that's at hello@alliecazaza.com. I can't answer that for her. And since she can't answer right now because she can't hear me, but no, this is for people that are purchasing right now. So if you have any questions on that or need to talk about that, or how you can get that, you'd have to contact your team. Let's see. Bought lots and lots of books on cleaning, decluttering. I just bought this course. I've never spent this much on a course, but after almost 13 years of marriage, never feeling like I was on top of it. Biggest struggle and fight in my marriage has been a clutter, dirty home. Ready to have peace. Oh my God, Sarah, that is the most beautiful story. You're not going to be disappointed. This is not like a book. Books are great. Books are great if you just need like a quick like refresher, but if you want to see how to do something, this is what's going to help you with that. You're actually going to see me doing it, and I'm going to talk you through, and I'm going to talk about the supplies and the tools and why you use this over this and alternatives. If you don't ever want to buy something in the store, if you're like, I am all green, I want to go toxin free, I'm going to talk about how you can do that. I'm going to give you those alternatives. We're going to go over cleaning routines. We're going to go over things like how to get your kids to help. We're going to go over mindset. All of that stuff's included, and you just don't get that in a book. Let's see. What are some games or ways to make cleaning fun for kids? You know what is a great thing to do is just put on music. Just throw on some music and timers. And what you can do is almost do like a musical chairs with cleaning. And it's like, I don't know, you'd have to figure out the whole like system of it. But basically something like it could be like musical chairs, only instead of going around the chairs, they have to go clean stuff up. And then they have to like come back. I don't know, something like that. I just always find music is really encouraging and motivating for people because it takes away the like thoughts in your head, like, I wish I was doing something else. Also, not talking about cleaning in a negative way, not making it a negative, just making it a natural part of life and something that you have to do, making it non-negotiable, something that you don't negotiate their way out of, things like that are super, the course is lifetime access. Things like that really help. Another way that you can do it with older kids is the popsicle stick method, which is basically writing each chore on a popsicle stick. And instead of each kid having a chore chart, you just put all of the popsicle sticks into like a to-do cup. And then there's a done cup. And then each day they get to choose. It's kind of fun that way because then it's like a race to like who gets to choose what. Yeah, those are mine. Okay, I'm going to keep scrolling. Fine. I'm going to go for about 5 more minutes, answer some questions for you guys. I just want to really reiterate how much I just love you guys so much. And I'm so thankful that you stuck around and that even through all our tech glitches, not being able to show up early, almost not getting here, Allie not being able to come on because she can't hear or see, you guys still stuck around and we were able to still do an hour's worth of amazing content. And I am just so proud of you. I can't scroll past any more than that. That's so annoying. Like they stop the questions at some point. We have got allowance with no chores requires. My sweet poor mama did everything. I know listen, I've been there. Piles, let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to look at 2 things at once here. I think all of those have been answered. We already have a course. Yes. Okay. Learn the popsicle stick method from Kendra in a webinar earlier this year, and it was revolutionary. Oh, good. Megan, I'm so glad to hear that. I love hearing people put stuff into action because that's exactly how other mamas are going to see like, wow, it works. It's not just this Kendra woman talking about this theoretical thing. It really does actually work. It's really good if your kids take more initiative. It's really great. And for older kids, it's awesome. What vacuum cleaner do you recommend? I think it really depends on your home. We don't have any pets, so I don't need anything that's so heavy duty that it's cleaning up pet hair, but I love Shark. I've used Shark for about 5 years now. And the reason is it does the same job as Dyson for about half the cost. I also find them to be lighter, more easy to maneuver. So I just use Shark. I have the Navigator. I was looking over here because usually my vacuum's over here. It's the Shark Navigator. I love it. I've never had an issue with them, but Dyson's also great. They're just obviously going to be higher priced. How do you balance decluttering and everyday cleaning? A schedule. So everyday cleaning is something you're going to have to do no matter what. And then if you're trying to declutter, I really say get on a schedule. Obviously, if you're a student of Allie's, then definitely take her advice. If you're not, I recommend becoming a student of Allie's. But you want to go through and choose times to do each. So if you're going to clean for 30 minutes, maybe instead you just clean for 15 minutes and declutter for 15 minutes. Like you can choose and go back and forth and just do that for a couple of weeks until that season is over. I have a Shark Duo cordless, works great on hardwood. Yes, it's amazing. I hate dusting and have awful allergies. How do I dust better? So here's the thing about dust that people sometimes don't really understand. There's no way to really dust better. You have to dust more often. Dust is going to continue to happen no matter what. That's why when people say like, I feel like I dust and it's dirty again the next day, that's because it is. That's because dust comes from the air. It comes from dirt particles, hair particles, skin, pet hair. That's what dust is. So the best thing I can recommend is to use really great microfiber cloths, which you can, there's so many different varieties. Go on Amazon. You can use the Zwipes kind. So if you go onto Amazon and you search for Zwipes, Zwipes, I think it is, then you can, those work really well. I've used those. Melissa Maker from Clean My Space has Maker cloths. Those work really well. They're really high end. And then also using a good dust spray. I recommend Method dust spray because it's non-aerosol. It's all natural. It has a great scent to it. Never spray the furniture. Always spray your cloth first. That wetness kind of takes up more of the dust and it repels some in the future. But the key to dusting better is to do it more often, which is a total pain because I hate dusting too. What does your cleaning schedule look like? I usually clean for, like I said, 30 minutes a day. And I don't really have a daily, like Mondays I do this, Tuesdays I do that, Wednesdays I do that. Instead, it's sort of a mashup of what needs to be done versus what day of the week it is. So like for instance, we always like wash our sheets on Saturday or on Sundays. And then I also try and do the floors and the kitchen on Sundays because that's when I do meal prep, usually do meal prep. Bathrooms, I clean a couple of times a week. My bathrooms, I don't put on a schedule because I can clean my bathrooms in less than 10 minutes. So I just go in there. Usually I clean my shower when I'm in the shower. So really it's all about finding when it's easy for you. I'm also, because I've done this for so long, I can do a lot more clean it when it's dirty than other people can because it doesn't overwhelm me. It doesn't overwhelm me to just go like, hey, that's dirty, clean it, because I know I can do it effectively. And I can tell you right now that if you start to get a better cleaning routine, that's going to happen to you too. You're going to get to the point where you don't need to look at the cleaning routine every day. You're just going to go like, oh, well, it's Monday. I'm going to do the upstairs. And you know what? This is also dirty. I'll clean this. So that's sort of how my cleaning routine looks. All right, I'm going to take like 2 more questions and then we're going to head off. Okay. I had a Swiffer and I want to be more green on my floors. How can I do that? So like a Swiffer wet or dry, because if it's dry, you can be green because you can use cloths. You can use microfiber cloths. Even if it's wet, you can just wet a microfiber cloth and use that on the floor as well. Libman also makes really awesome Freedom mops, they're called, where it looks like a Swiffer and you can fill your own, you can fill the wet jet part with whatever you want. And then the pads are reusable. So you just wash them. Highly recommend those instead of like Swiffer wets. Mr. Clean sponges, like Mr. Clean magic erasers. Magic erasers are literally one of my favorite things in the entire world. So highly, highly recommend them. Okay. I'm going to take one more here. Is there a DIY dust spray you know of? I only heard you recommend the Method dust spray. DIY, yes. So inside the course, I talk about that, but you can use like olive oil is a really good dust spray. You can use olive oil and essential oils. You just want to be careful that you're only using that on like wood and not like the laminated wood. Like my desk right here, it's like plywood on the inside, but it's like that laminate finish, which is what most furniture is made out of now. So you just want to be careful using any natural oils because it will leave an oil. And I like Method because it's plant derived and it doesn't leave an oil. How long is this offer available? Till Friday night? Yes. 2 days. Yes. Oh no, I think it's I think it's actually 3 days because it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's technically 3 days because it goes into Friday. Yes. How do you clean the shower? In the shower, same way you would clean it outside the shower. You spray the stuff down before you get in. You get in, you do it. I use a magic eraser and I use Kaboom, which I talked about earlier. Or I fill a spray bottle with vinegar and dish soap. Just spray it. Get yourself undressed. Go in, and then I just wipe it down. I'm already wet. I'm already naked. I don't have to worry about getting my clothes wet or any of that. So works fantastic to clean the shower in the shower. The action taker bonus for 30-day challenge is only for those that buy. Yes. So I'm going to be getting off in about 1 minute here. So that action taker bonus is the 30-day cleaning challenge, the decluttering challenge from Allie. What was that? The PDF. That is only available until I get off. And then the how to declutter anything is good for anyone that purchases within the next few days until the offer's up. You'll get all of the replay links from Allie. She'll let you know. So guys, this has been amazing. Again, thank you for sticking around even with all the tech issues. I know if anyone understands issues and emergencies and things coming up, it's moms, because that's mom life all the time. We have all these great plans, and then like a kid barfs at the last minute. We have to navigate around it. So you're amazing. I love you guys. Thank you for welcoming me. I know that you're Allie's audience. I hope you'll be my audience now too. You're just awesome, and just love you. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry, we're just waiting for her to stop the broadcast. Sorry.